Hello viewers, this Too Fast here. In today's video I'm going to be reviewing this portable 700 watt power station. Now this one you're looking at is made by the company Bluetti, and this is the model EB55. Now with this portable power station you're able to charge and power your devices without having to plug into a wall outlet. You can use it to power your AC devices, DC12V devices, and charge and power all your USB devices. There's even a built-in wireless charger and a multifunction flashlight. In this video, I'll show you everything you need to know about this power station, and I'll also be testing it to see if it actually delivers the advertised 537 watt hour rating. So make sure you watch the entire video. Let's get started. Let me show you the unboxing of this Bluetti power station. Inside this envelope, there's a user manual. There's a charging power adapter. There's a charging cable for you to connect to a solar panel. And there's a cigarette lighter charging cable. And right here is an AC power cord and a Velcro strap. And here's the EB55 power station. Let me go over all the inputs and outputs on this power station. Starting at the top left hand corner, this yellow connector is for you to connect to the charging cable to your solar panel or cigarette lighter charging port. Next to it, this connector is for connecting to the AC charger. Now if you connect a solar panel and an AC charger to this, you can get a combined charging input power of up to 400 watts. You can fully charge a battery in about 2 hours. Now right here is a backlit color LCD display. I'll come back to it in a sec. Next to the LCD, there are two 5.5mm by 2.1mm jack, and each of these connectors output 12 volt with a combined 10 amp output. And right here is a 12 volt cigarette lighter power plug, and this also outputs 12 volt at 10 amp. And right here is a USB-C output. It outputs 5 volt, 9 volt, 12 volt, 15 volt, and 20 volt at 3 amps. It can also output 20 volt at 5 amp. And the maximum power rating is 100 watts. Below that are 4 USB-A connector. Each of these ports output 5 volt at 3 amps. On the right are 4 AC outputs, and the inverter inside will output a pure sine wave at 100 to 120 volt AC. The total power output on all 4 AC outlet is 700 watt, and the capacity of the power output is 537 watt hour. To the left of each output, you'll see a power switch. By pressing a power switch, you can turn on the LCD and turn on the output. Let me give you a close-up look of what the LED indicator on the power switch look like when you turn the output on and off. Now right now the unit is powered off. If you want to turn on the LCD to see the charge level of the internal battery, you can press any one of these 3 power buttons. So here you can see the battery level is 100%, but the LED indicator on each power button is off. That tells you the output is still turned off. Now if you want to use any of these outputs, press and hold the button for 1 second. Now you see the green LED is illuminated. That tells you the AC output is on. Same thing for the USB charge ports. The LED is green, so these outputs are on. Same thing for the DC output. If you want to turn off these outputs, same thing, press it for a second. And the LED will turn off. That tells you the output is off. Now the LCD will time out and turn off after 30 seconds. Keep in mind, even when the LCD is off, these 2 outputs that turned on are still on. So even though I don't have any devices connected to it, the power station is on. And if you leave it on long enough, it will slowly drain a battery. And that is something you want to keep in mind, because if you put this in storage, or let's say you put it in your car and you go on a road trip and you drive for 4 or 5 hours, when it's time to use it, you might find the battery level to be 80% because you left the unit on. So if you want to turn this off, what you want to do is turn on the LCD and press and hold the power button for about 3 seconds. Now you see all the green LEDs off. That tells you this unit is turned off. Now one very important thing I want to mention about this power station is inside it uses a lithium iron phosphate battery, not your regular lithium ion battery. With a lithium iron phosphate battery, it has a much higher life cycle than your regular lithium ion battery, and also it's a very stable battery. What I mean by that is if you use this in a very hot climate, you don't have to worry about the battery combusting and catching on fire. So this manufacturer have chosen to use a much more durable and higher quality battery. Now this unit is not too heavy. With the internal battery, this comes in at 16.5 pounds or 7.5 kilograms. I should mention the operating temperature of this unit is -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or -20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Looking at the LCD on the left side, this will show you the charge level of the internal battery, and right now it's at 80%. On the right side, it will show you the input power and the output power. Now with this power station, you can connect up to 13 devices simultaneously. If you look at the top of the unit, there's also a built-in wireless charging pad. This wireless charging pad will output 5 watt all the way up to 15 watt. If I turn this to the back, it also has a built-in flashlight. Press and hold for a second, and the light will turn on. Press it again, it'll be brighter. Press it one more time. Now it's SOS. Press it once again, and it'll turn off. Right here is a 200 watt AC charger, and you can hear the built-in fan to help cool the internal electronics. Now plug this output charging cable to the input charging port. Looking on the LCD, the input power is 205 watt right now. Also, while it's charging, the LED on the charger is red. Once it's fully charged, it'll be green. So I'll let this charge to 100%, then I'll show you some examples of using this to power some devices. Here's an example of what this power station can do for you. On the left side of a tablet and a phone connected to the USB charge ports. In the middle is a charger for my tool. Next to it is my laptop, and here's a charger for the laptop. Now this AC cord does have a ground. The 2 AC output ports at the top does have a hole to allow you to plug in a plug that has a ground. So I'm going to plug this in here. I also have a sander that's plugged in, and a vacuum cleaner. Now to turn on the output to the USB charge ports, press the power button right here. And now it's charging my phone and the tablet. Now with these 2 devices charging, the display will show you it's outputting 8 watts. Next I'll turn on the output for the AC output. Press the power button right here. Now this tool battery is being charged. My laptop is also being charged right now. Let me go ahead and turn on both the sander and the vacuum cleaner. Looking at the LCD, it's showing you it's outputting 573 to 580 watts. Another example is if you go on a road trip and go camping, you might have a portable refrigerator like this one here and an LED light. So let's power both of these using this power station. I'll plug the cigarette lighter power plug into this output, and I'll plug the LED light to the AC output. I'll turn on this DC12V output, and I'll turn on the LED lights. With the refrigerator on and the LED light on, right now it's outputting 41 watts. Let me show you what happens when you connect a device that exceeds the maximum power rating of this power station. As I mentioned, this EB55 outputs 700 watt with a peak power output of 1400 watt. That peak power is only for a very short period of time, so you really don't want to exceed 700 watt. Now here I have a heat gun, and the maximum power draw is 1600 watt. What I'll do is turn on the low setting, which allows me to adjust the temperature, and we'll take a look at the power draw on the power station. Then I'll turn to the high setting and see how the power station will react when it exceeds the 700 watt. I'll turn on the low setting. At the lowest temperature setting, it draws 54 watt. Now I'll increase the temperature. Now it's at 400 watt. So the maximum power draw on the low setting is 493 watts. Now turn on the high setting and it'll draw 1600 watt. You see the power station automatically cuts the output. So if you exceed the maximum power rating, the output will shut off automatically and the word overload will show on the LCD. To turn the output back on, turn off the unit, turn off your device, and now turn it back on, and the output will be on. But in case if you're wondering, this is what happens when you exceed the maximum power rating of the power station. A question that many of you might ask is how long will this last if you want to use it to power this or that? That really depends on 2 things. One is the watt-hour rating of this power station, and the other is how much power are you actually drawing. Now if you look on the front here, it tells you the EB55 is rated at 700 watt, and below that it says 537 watt-hour. So what does this mean? Let's say you have a device that draws 530 watts. and you plug into this power station and turn it on, then this power station will power that device for 1 hour. Now if you have a device that draws half of that power, which is 268 watt, then this power station can power it for 2 hours. And if you have a device that draws much less power, let's say at 40 watts, then this power station can run the 40 watt device for 13 hours. And 40 watt might be something like your portable 12 volt refrigerator. I want to see how long this power station can actually power this portable freezer that I have right here. So I've connected the 12 volt power cable to the output right here. And as you can see, the battery is 100%. I'm going to check periodically and see how long this power station can power this portable freezer for the next 24 hours. Inside the freezer, I have a pack of hot dog and a bag of corn. I'm going to go ahead and set this to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's the temperature for most freezers. So this cooler will drop to freezing temperature. As the compressor is running and dropping the temperature, let's take a look at the power output. Right now it's drawing 46 watts. Right now it's 3:04 p.m. I'll check on this every 4 to 5 hours. Right now it's 5:17. It's just over 2 hours. And the portable freezer is down to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. And the power station shows it's drawing 39 watt output, and the battery level is dropped to 80%. Right now it's 12:22 a.m. And if you look at the power station, it's down to 40%. So it's been running for over 9 hours now. In the morning I'll check again, and I'll see if the power station has any power left. And the food inside here is frozen. Right now it's 6:38 a.m. and the freezer is still running. Food is still frozen. Let's look at the LCD. Here you can see the battery is pretty much at 0%, and there's a warning over here telling you it's low battery and it's drawing 40 watt output. So this power station has powered this freezer for over 15 hours now. And you can see this power station has done its job with a 35 to 40 watt power output draw. Is able to power this for 15 plus hours. So it has performed what the rated power is. As you can see, this Bluetti EB55 power station performed very well. With all the different outputs, it's able to power all kinds of devices. You can take this to your job site or any outdoor activities. After testing it, this power station is able to deliver the 537 watt hour rating. Also, with the internal lithium iron phosphate battery, you know it will last a very long time. Now at the time of this review, this retails for $499. If you want to learn more about it, check out the link below. If you have any questions or comments, leave one in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.